Jonas, I remember before this, you were telling me, you keep mogging whenever I say your name.
It's a Pavlovian response.
Okay. Sweet. You were telling me before that you had a couple stories that you were excited to share.
Oh yeah, what the heck? We haven't even touched on stories that you have.
I do have a couple of good stories. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's jump in.
Yeah,
Okay. So I have this problem, and people tell me it's psychosis, but
already it's like really funny in my head. I have this problem.
Yeah, that can go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's
how a story starts is with a cold open sentence. All right. Here's the problem.
So I have this problem. Yeah, I have this problem where I have this feeling like, if you never heard, have you guys ever heard of what shifting is?
Like with in a manual car?
It's the same concept. Now put a conspiracy theory lens over it.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Okay.
This is where the psychosis begins, okay?
Okay.
I was gonna say, so I think that I've switched universes, you see? And that's what shifting is. It's shifting from one universe to another universe. This is the one
you gave me a little snippet of before.
Yeah.
You were like, yeah, I have this wild thing where like people are like, yeah, you're crazy.
Yeah,
this is
straight up.
You've
People,
shifted universes.
Okay, so I've shifted, you see, and that's like where like the idea of the Mandela effect comes from. It's like where you like shift, and then people are like, oh, I remember Berenstain Bears, and you're like, nah, you crazy. I watched the show. So I remember this. Do you guys know what Neopets is?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have this very, very, very vivid, traumatic memory of how in Neopets. Oh, vivid.
Okay.
Vivid memory of when you. Have you ever like put a Neopet up for adoption? Like basically get rid of it. You know, like you like take it to the pound or whatever. So what I remember happening is this. Okay, so you take it to the pound. There's like an evil Dr. Neopet with a syringe, right? And you sit. So and what you have to do is there's like the two like boxes that would come up that are like you can click one of them and then it'll refresh the page and whatever happens. You had to insult it enough times and like tell it that you don't want it and that it's better off not being with you. And you had to do this like 10 times before you would be allowed to get rid of your Neopet. And I remember doing this and I was like, this is really messed up, man. I'm like 4. I don't understand the concept of owning and like how to take care of a pet, let alone a digital pet, you know? So it's like, I was like, so I have this vivid memory of like doing that and then like crying. And then I talked to all these people who were like, that never happened. They're like, you just press the get rid of button. I was like, nope, I don't believe you. I'm in a different universe.
That's crazy.
Wow. Actually, I had found a piece of like lost media that I had remembered of when I was younger, of like this old Mac OS app or something. At least like what I had it on was like our old family Mac. It's called Dubstep Galaxies, I believe. And like you can't find any video of somebody using this. It's so unknown. And so what I had this visual memory. I was like, okay, I remember there was like, it's a loop maker essentially for dubstep, but it uses like planets and galaxies and auroras to like visualize the different elements of like a dubstep song.
Okay, so it's easier for a kid to like put it together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's so I couldn't remember the name. I couldn't remember anything about it. I was like trying to search, and I used ChatGPT, and it came in clutch. It gave me Dubstep Galaxies, and I look it up, and I found it on an Amazon page selling. Oh. And then when I would look it up elsewhere, it would be on like Android pages and whatever. I was like, wow, this is like, nobody knows this. And I had it as a kid, and I would like mess around with it. And it was like, it was basically just like wobble-based dubstep, and there would be like auroras and like different stars and stuff moving to the song. Think of like the like if the Club Penguin like DJ, like music maker, like looping was just turned into dubstep in space.
This whole conversation's making me think of this one video I saw. Back when, we're looping back to the Nintendo DS, but back in the days when the DS was one of the primary sources of gaming, because you would get a game would come out and there would be different versions of it. It would come out on like the Xbox and then it would come out on the PlayStation. There might be a Wii version. And then if there was a Wii version, there was probably a DS version, which was just like a completely the same themes of the game, but just like super compressed so that I could fit onto these little cards. And it was like, oh yeah, I'm playing, like I'm playing whatever. I'm playing Super Mario, but like it's just like super.
DS.
Yeah, Minecraft and DS or something. But anyway, I was watching this video of this guy who went on this crazy rabbit hole because you could play. There's a game called Need for Speed Nitro, and I had Need for Speed Nitro on the Wii and the DS, so I remember how they function differently. And he went on this crazy similar thing to you, where you had to go searching for it, use ChatGPT. This is years ago before ChatGPT was invented, but he was like searching to see if he could find out, because on the DS there was like a time trials thing where you could drive a car on a moon track. Like there was like a track built into the moon.
You telling me about this?
I think I've talked to you about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's like this whole thing of him trying to figure out where this moon, because everyone's like, I remember the moon level, I drove it all the time. But it's like you look on the internet, there's nothing. There's no coverage of it, no nothing. None of the forums say anything. You look on like EA's website, there's no record of it at all. And he ended up there's like it's like a 9-minute video of him going through all the research, and he ends up finding this one clip of this one guy on YouTube who posted it like 15 years ago. And it's like both screens. It's like the top screen of the DS and then the map on the bottom. So it's like the quality on top is so downgraded. But it's like, yes, this does exist. We all didn't go crazy. But it was this weird thing because I was watching this and he's like, I'm going on this search. And I was completely relating because I was like, I remember playing this. But like, how do you go and search for this? And so I just watched this whole thing unfold in this YouTube video. And it's weird. Sometimes you'll be so connected to something, especially in like your early days as a kid. And then you go to look it up later and you're like, did this even happen?
Something like that happened to me actually with the DS, but it was similar to what you were saying, where they released different versions, but they like basically got a lot of complaints about a certain game because the ending was like, again, traumatic. Like just like okay, have you guys ever heard of spoilers for Drawn to Life, the game on
No idea.
Okay.
Spoiler alert for the 3 people who might even know what this is. I got no idea.
It's like an entire kids show. It's like an entire not show. It's an entire kids game. It's like you draw it with the stylus and you create your character and you go through these like platforming levels and stuff.
Right.
But the end, so it's like, oh, you're trying to return color, and there's this evil guy who's taking color away from everyone and kidnapping all your friends for some reason. And then, like, the ending is basically, yeah, you've been in a coma this whole time. You're a 12-year-old girl, and your parents died in a car crash, and you're in a coma, and your brother was in a coma, and you were having shared hallucinations in your coma, and now you have to live as an orphan.
And that's the ending of the game on DS?
That's the ending of the game. They wake up from the coma and they're orphans.
Bro, that's like
we're in a car.
Dude, that's insane, actually.
Ending of or like game theory of like.
Dude, imagine being like a 6-year-old and you're just playing this. It's like forced reality on him. That's insane.
It's so sad too, because it's like the credits are literally like painted snapshots of like the car crash happening and how it goes. It's like a very sad song playing.
What?
So then they had to re-release the game with a different ending. But I have one of the rare copies that has that old ending on it.
Wait, that's insane. They didn't even recall the old copies.
I watched a playthrough online because they like some people do have it, and I was like, "Oh man, I remember this."
I have to look this up afterward. Yeah. It's crazy,
bro. Like,
this game is rated
to do
E
with
for
the entire
everyone.
game. The entire time, I was like, "We're in a fun little world with colorful creatures, going to help the townspeople get their color back."
Your parents died.
Your parents died, you're orphans, and you're missing an eye. Congrats.
Oh, dude.
You win.
Congrats, kid. Congrats.
Like, you... a little paper card thing prints out the side of your DS. It's like, congrats, you completed the game. You're just sitting there like...
Just tears fall onto the paper.
Yeah.
Holy crap.